What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. And MDL recently just got added into SafeTrade, a real exchange, not the OTC, yesterday. So we're going to take a look at some prices and how much merge mining extra revenue this is giving to us. Remember, this is merge mined with Pearl, which has been causing GPU mining in an uproar lately because Pearl profitability has been pretty darn good. But we're going to take a look at the total numbers now. Even with the recent drop in price on Pearl, what's MDL doing for crypto miners? All right, guys, so if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, thumbs up button, like button, and that brand new hype button. I know YouTube is kind of making watching a video a job these days because they have so many things for you to click. But anyway, hit those if you greatly like the channel and enjoy watching so other people can also enjoy my content as well. So anyway, moving on to here, we can see MDL, USDT, and at first it opened up at a little over $4, which is pretty darn amazing. And honestly, it's going to need even more than that to kind of break even, and it needs more than that to even do anything because the block reward is so darn small. I think we've seen it a few days ago where based on everything, break even, if you're mining it by yourself, you know, at 12 cent power, it need to be like $5 or $6 on the opening. But this is a merge coin, so power doesn't really matter. So anything you get from it is just added revenue. So that's the bonus here. So you don't really have to worry about a break-in cost. So I did want to throw that in though on how well the coin would be on its own. Not very good. But coming in, it does look like it opened at a little over $4. But if we look at the volume, there was no volume. We could see a zero volume right there. And then we see 9 and then, 6 and then nothing. So realistically, this didn't really open until, let's just get rid of that. It didn't really open till around right here, which looked at around that 40 cent mark or so, 30 cent mark here. And then we can see this is where the volume started picking up, 3K volume. And that's when we're sitting right now at around that 12 to 13, 19, 14. It's kind of hard to tell where that is, but we can see where we're sitting now. So this is where the volume really did. So this was initial whatever couple glitches in the matrix. So I guess it never was that high because you'd only be able to sell like $9 worth or 9 coins, whatever the volume is in dollars or coins. So nothing at all. But right now it is look like if you were to sell this coin, we're sitting around 13 cents. Now, what does that mean for profitability? Well, let's have a look here. Here's Pearl based on all the latest numbers and stuff. We got network hash rates, everything right here. Here's the blocks per day. So Pearl currently emissions is $455,000. And if we look at the current emissions here of MDL, we can see its daily emissions right now is about $1,500. So it's a pretty small coin based on the current network hash rate of 21.48 exahash. Here's what this coin is paying us. Yeah, that's right. Based on 13.2 cents here, this is giving us less than a cent, 0.00395. Now I actually have to update my calculator here because it was showing 0 and I want to know how much it was actually getting. So I had to add in some decimal points to see how well it was. So here we can see, less than 1 cent. So it's not really doing anything extra for us GPU miners. So coming down to here, we can see that PRL plus MDL, which is ModelOS here. This is making about 90 cents. And then the merge coin alone is less than 1 cent. So not looking too hot here. The two together, as we can see, is 90. It's not really changing the numbers whatsoever here. Total power cost is 51 cents. So total combined profit is 0.38 cents. So we got 38.8 cents here is pretty much what's going on here. So MDL helping us in terms of profitability is not doing anything. It's pretty much there for the free security because it's not paying miners anything. It's not pulling its own weight, at least yet. So remember, for it to break even on its own at 12 cent power, I was looking at it a few days ago, or maybe it was our last live stream, I don't remember, but it needs $5 to $6 to pull its own weight for breaking even by itself. So there's some numbers on how well MDL is actually doing. Based on this so far, it's not, but it is first early initial listings. So that does mean we could see a nice pump. It looks like it just went to 14.2 cents. So let's see if this helps it at all. Probably not. That's power cost. I want to adjust that. And we want to go to our merge section here. So 14.2 cents, 0.142. And that adjusted us to 0.004. So it went up an extra 0.001 or so. So still not helping out too much. So this is what the current network is looking like for MDL. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the whole situation. Are you still mining Pearl, or are things starting to kind of drop? If we come in to our actual GPU profit calculator here, we can see that Pearl is dropping down quite a bit. Remember, 5090s and 4090s were making like almost $20 a day on a 5090, like $16, $17 a day on a 4090, and now we're down to just $3.29 on a 4090 while mining it. So things are dropping pretty dramatically over the past month or so here. It was nice to get a decent month of decent profitabilities, but it might almost be time to start turning off. Let me know down below. I'll see you on the next one. Remember, hit that subscribe, share this around. Rabid out.